premium compact SUVs, the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport stakes its claim as a compelling blend of everyday usability, off-road capability, and British luxury DNA. And in this full review, we dig into every angle: exterior, interior, powertrains, technology, driving dynamics, comfort, practicality, safety, and where it stands in its segment. From first impressions, the Discovery Sport carries forward Land Rover's signature design language, with a bold front fascia dominated by a modernized grille flanked by sleek LED headlights that integrate daytime running light signatures, a sculpted hood with subtle character lines flowing into the muscular wheel arches, and a side profile that balances elegance and ruggedness with blacked-out pillars to create a floating roof effect. The rear fascia continues the theme with slim, wraparound LED taillights, a modest lip spoiler, and dual exhaust reflectors, or real twin pipes in sportier trims, giving a purposeful stance. Available wheel sizes push up to 20-inch or even 21-inch alloys, which visually fill the arches and give a planted look. Overall dimensions are competitive in the class, with a length just over 4.5 meters depending on trim, width that is broad yet manageable, and height that's tall enough for headroom without being overly bulky in urban use. The front overhang is trimmed to improve approach angle, and optional accent features like contrast roof colors, sporty cladding, and polished finishes enhance personalization. Stepping inside, you encounter an ambiance of refinement tempered by purposeful utility. Soft touch materials, premium stitching, optional semi-aniline leather, wood or metal trim accents, and attention to detail abound. The 2025 model ushers in a more digital-forward cabin, centered around an 11.4-inch curved glass touchscreen running the latest Pivi Pro infotainment operating system with always-on sidebars to access media, climate, navigation, and key vehicle functions in 2 taps from most screens. Instrumentation is fully digital, with a configurable driver display that can show map overlays, driver assistance information, or traditional gauges. The steering wheel is thick-rimmed, heated on higher trims, and includes paddle shifters for manual control of the 9-speed automatic. Below the screen, a redesigned center console features tactile physical buttons for climate control, drive mode selection, and a gear selector, blending old-school ergonomics with modern screens. Storage is well thought out: a large wireless charging pad, underfloor tray, generous door pockets, and a center console bin. The seats are supportive and adjustable. In second row, the 40-20-40 split seats slide and recline. Some markets still offer a 5+2 layout, that is, optional 2 small third row seats intended more for occasional or child use rather than full-time adult occupancy. With the rear seats folded, the cargo capacity is very respectable for this class, and the powered tailgate makes access effortless. On certain trims or packages, you'll see features such as a dog's package or biking adventurous package, which add built-in storage, wash trays, or exterior carry racks, underlining the off-road or outdoor lifestyle angle. Under the skin, the Discovery Sport rides on Jaguar Land Rover's premium transverse architecture, or the evolved modular transverse platform, shared with close siblings like the Range Rover Evoque and Jaguar E-Pace, but with Land Rover's off-road tuning baked in. Suspension is independent, front McPherson struts, and a multi-link rear setup tuned for both composure and articulation. Ride height is high for the segment, and ground clearance is sufficient to tackle rougher terrain, while the wading depth is impressive. Land Rover claims capability to venture through water up to depths in the 20-inch or 600mm range. The all-wheel drive system is standard, with torque vectoring and the option of disconnecting rear drive elements to save fuel at cruising speeds using an active driveline approach. Drive modes include normal, eco, grass, gravel, and snow, mud and ruts, sand, and rock crawl, combining traction control, throttle mapping, and center differential behavior to adapt to conditions. For descents, hill descent control is standard. Powertrain options depend on region, but for 2025, Land Rover leans into more efficient and electrified choices. A turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, producing in many markets around 246 horsepower, mated to a 9-speed automatic, in some markets augmented with a 48-volt mild hybrid system to provide torque fill and smoother responsiveness. In selected markets, the PHE variant, plug-in hybrid, returns, combining a small internal combustion engine with an electric motor for emissions-friendly running and short-range electric-only operation. In everyday driving, this setup delivers smooth, responsive power delivery with minimal turbo lag, thanks in part to the mild hybrid assist and calibration that helps with initial throttle response. Acceleration is solid, 0 to 100 km per hour in the mid-6 to low 7-second bracket, depending on spec, and highway passing is brisk. Yet, despite performance, Land Rover engineers have managed to tune for low noise, vibration, and harshness. Wind and road noise are kept in check through acoustic glazing and clever insulation materials. In corners, the Discovery Sport surprises. Body roll is managed well for an SUV, steering is precise and communicative, though not as razor-sharp as a sports car, and the all-wheel drive system adds confidence in slippery conditions. Braking is strong and consistent, with ventilated discs all around and advanced stability systems in play. In more aggressive driving, the suspension remains composed, credit to dampers tuned for firm yet forgiving behavior. On rough terrain, the SUV demonstrates genuine capability. Approach, breakover, and departure angles are favorable for a vehicle in this class, and traction management systems shine. The selectable drive terrain modes let the vehicle optimize wheel slip, traction favoring, and throttle mapping. In muddy or rutted trails, the car will shuttle torque to wheels that can bite. On sand, it softens throttle and lets controlled slip create momentum. On rock incline situations, low-speed creep control helps with delicate throttle modulation. But the absence of a 2-speed transfer box, as found in more hardcore off-roaders, limits extreme crawling ability. Yet for most non-extreme off-road duties, this Discovery Sport performs admirably. Comfort is a strong suit. The ride over city potholes is soaked up with minimal jarring, and longer highway travel remains smooth and composed. Cabin climate systems are zoned, dual or tri-zone depending on trim. Rear ventilation vents and optional heated and ventilated rear seats keep passengers comfortable, and optional panoramic roof brings in light, though may slightly add NVH. Rear seat comfort is good for adult occupants in the second row in normal use, though legroom isn't class-leading. The optional, if available, third row is best for children or short-duration usage. Practicality features include 12-volt and USB-C outlets across the cabin, ambient lighting, optional head-up display, and an array of driver assistance systems. Adaptive cruise control with stop and go, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, forward collision mitigation with pedestrian detection, traffic sign recognition, 360-degree camera view, surround parking sensors, and optionally more advanced semi-autonomous parking assist. Safety ratings aren't fully published globally yet for the 2025 model, but given its structural design, modern driver assist suite, and Land Rover's history, it's expected to perform at or above class norms. Fuel economy in real-world mixed driving is respectable for its class, especially with mild hybrid help. In urban driving, expect moderate consumption, but improved by the hybrid assist. On highway cruising, the efficiency gains are more tangible as the hybrid system and aerodynamic design reduce fuel draw. In electric-only mode for the PHE version, short urban trips can be completed nearly silently and emissions-free, making it appealing for eco-conscious buyers in markets with charging infrastructure. Ownership practicality is good. Maintenance intervals, while premium, are in line with class expectations. Part support from Land Rover's network is generally solid in major markets, and residual values are expected to remain strong thanks to brand cachet and desirability of SUVs. But potential owners should be aware of insurance, service, and possible repair costs being higher than general mainstream rivals. In terms of competition, the Discovery Sport faces rivals like BMW X3, Volvo XC60, Audi Q5, Mercedes GLC, and of course its sibling, the Range Rover Evoque. Its edge lies in its stronger off-road capability, distinctive styling, and Land Rover's brand heritage. Price-wise, the starting MSRP is positioned to be competitive among premium compact SUVs. Additional packages and high-end trims will push the cost up, but buyers are paying not just for badge, but real capability and prestige. In summary, the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport is a compelling proposition for those who want a premium compact SUV that can double as an adventure vehicle. It may not match hardcore off-roaders in sheer capability, but its balance of luxury, technology, drivability, and light to moderate off-road competence is rare in this segment. If you want a versatile, stylish SUV that's ready for both city streets and weekend getaways, the Discovery Sport is very worthy of consideration. That concludes this full review script. If you'd like me to break this into sections or timestamps or add visuals,